Welcome to another new day of 2021 with all the drama going on in America. I think something big is coming on the 20th. So hold on to your socks. But today, welcome to my Flat Earth site. This is Flat Earth Science, real science. I'm hoping this video, if I can get it out right, I might have to have a couple of goes at it, will be one of the greatest or most informative videos ever for a flat earther. People who understand religion, understand the Egyptian mythologies, or what the Egyptians have left us. I'm going to expose something that's quite mind-blowing, and it's to do with the moon. I've been showing people my videos, they're just not getting it. They're not thinking, they're not taking it on board and doing a bit of research, bit of thought. They're either in this camp following me blindly, which is nice to have their following, and then you have the total ignorant, nah, that's not it, it's all science, it's science based, that guy knows nothing. Well, I'm going to show you how it works and why and how it's associated with what science knows, but they've got it all wrong because they want you to think you live on a spinning ball. Earth is flat no matter what they tell you. I can prove it quite easily. So check this out and listen. It's probably going to go into 2 videos. So here we go. Plato's Dialogues basically tells us the triangle is the ultimate shape in the universe. And he's right. There's only a few books you should read, if humans should read and understand thoroughly, and that's Plato's Dialogues and Trismegistus, the Hermes and Trismegistus, and the I can't think of what the book's called now, but the conversation between Hermes and Trismegistus. Understanding that, it's way, I'm not going to say it's better than the Bible. The Bible's a different thing again, and most people don't understand it. But this is in plain English. It just needs thought, deep thinking, philosophical, and all the answers are there. Those are the 2 main books that humans should read before they get their brains completely flushed out and filled up with the garbage from school. You can go on to learn English and maths and sciences and that, but one thing you don't believe is you live on a spinning ball. It's just nonsense. You can't live on a spinning ball. Utter garbage. Anyway, back to the triangle. This is the flat earth design. That's what it looks like. It's like that, like a donut. Magnetic field, like a donut. Fields from the south come to the tropics, fields from the north come to the tropics. Colder in the Antarctic, colder than the Arctic. More energy, less energy. More energy, you have a bigger field to get to the tropics. Smaller field to get to the tropics. It's all nature, it's all equal. Nature's simple, it's not stupid like modern science. In the centre of our earth, the donut, is where everything happens. This concerns the secret numbers of 3, 6 and 9. 9 is at the centre. We do not see this, we do not see these numbers there. Non-physical numbers. So I'm going to show you what sits in the centre of above the Arctic. Could be like 300,000 feet up, but we don't see it. It comes back to a singularity, a point we do not see, and it's all blown out. And in there, at that point of singularity, it's this. We've all seen this symbol. Seen this symbol down here in our physical world, alchemy, Freemason. This represents Khafre, the pyramid Khafre, and there's the sun, the eye of Ra. Ra is the sun. Okay? And the other pyramid is Khufu, which is sawn off, like that. Khafre represents the sun, Khufu represents the moon. It's placed on earth for a reason. It's a divine period in the history of all men. That is a magnetic field, that is an electric field. This is the magnetic field. There is the electric field. That's carefree, the sun. Inverted, the physical world, non-physical, opposites, the duality, inverted. We spin that one around and put it upside down. And the sun is in here, the choke point. Inside both those fields, the magnetic field and electric field, creates the electromagnetic field. So you take this off, you basically got the moon pyramid. Khufu. Magnetic. The moon. Okay. Get it back up there. Okay. I don't want the whole neighbourhood hearing what I'm talking about here. So there we have it, the two triangles. Now this is the choke point. The choke point in a larger magnetic field, like a vortex. This is a big vortex. Out here are the background stars, in here the Milky Way. Milky Way, the sun, moon, planets. Planets. Now that could go up there, right up into there, and we could have Mercury and Venus up here. But we've got the planets down here. The planets are magnetic. They're electrons. We could have two up in here, but I'll draw them down here anyway. Oh, there's the five that we need to be concerned about. Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus and Mercury. Now, science says has the sun or the earth, in here on the planet third from the sun. Or there. We won't go into that right now. What we're going to talk about is the moon. What the moon is doing. The moon sits out here. Sits out there. It's green maybe for the moon. The moon sits out here. And the moon, let's go back to the planets. Planets run on a track like this. Down here we have fluted columns. Up in the realm we don't understand, don't see, is inverted. Imagine fluted columns, the grooves inverted. Basically what the planets are doing, running around there in their grooves. But the moon comes up and down, flows up and down. It moves up for new moon, up to the sun. Down here for full moon. I've been saying in all my videos that everything's a duality in our world, in our realm. Everything's a duality. But then there's a third entity we do not understand or see. But I can go into that. Now, so the moon has a dual system too. The moon's dual system is neutral and positive. When it's phasing, those are the two differences. When you don't see it, neutral, and when you do see it, when it's forming its skin. When it's forming its skin, it's going positive. When it's deforming, it's going negative. Let's go back a little bit. This is a magnetic field It's a vortex, rotating, slowly spinning up, like vortex water spins up, gets to a certain point, then it just flushes back down here. So all the background stars over time will get washed up and flushed back down here into the sun, disintegrated. It's always coming up. But in a magnetic induction system, the magnetic field controls this electrical field and keeps it there. This system here always stays here, does not move, except for the rotation. But it's all moving in the one rotation. The field is in here in the black hole. This is the black hole vacuum. One rotation, spinning, turning in the center there. This is Polaris. Because they're turning, it creates the northern sky Polaris rotation. Polaris in here. Because Polaris is actually the sun. And out in the southern field, out here, there's another rotation. They nearly meet. And there is Sigma Octantis. That is the sun, offset 2. Now, we know Sigma Octantis and Polaris move slightly. And I'm pretty sure science will tell you that the sun moves slightly too. Wow. But what they won't. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so there's the Polaris star rotation. Here's the southern rotation. The sun is in the center. The sun sits in like a cosmic egg in here, around here. Physics knows this. This is the black hole. This is the black hole. Right on that perimeter is the sun created. There's a black hole down there. Now, basically the sun is stationary. It seems to be stationary, but it's not. It's actually turning. This egg turns over 24 hours. That's our daytime. That's our 24-hour clock. It turns and projects its light out around the realm, out around here. That's how it works. The sun turns. But the moon, all the celestial bodies are turning too. They just go around there. Imagine this is a cone. They're turning it as well. But they're not moving faster than the sun. You have to then realise the planets are in here. They do more of a circle, chasing the sun. That head is always moving around. The egg shape could be here, like this. That is always moving 24 hours a day around. And the planets can't catch it, so they're not going out and around the sun, they're just chasing it. Because it's moving, these planets end up doing a circular motion, more of a circular motion. Then you have to realise the sun, the moon, is outside here, is outside the fence, out here. Now, full moon, that's positive. No moon, new moon is negative. What's the sun? Positive. The moon moves up and down like a oscillator, harmonic oscillator, like a harmonic oscillator over the planets in that. It's how it works, because everything's frequencies. Everything out here is based on frequencies. Sound, the sound coming out of this black hole vortex. You can spin some water, vortex water, and let's put your head on that hollow core in the middle, deafening. The sound is frequencies. We don't hear all the sounds, obviously, but all the frequencies come from here. They create the light. So up here, the moon is negative but attracted to the sun, which is positive. But as it's forming its skin, it's becoming, sorry, this is negative, yeah, and positive. But as the moon is wandering down here, it's turning positive. It's forming its skin, positive. Earth is down here. What is Earth? Earth is negative. Earth is negative. That's positive. Here's an attraction. This is pumping like this. There's a daily pump, twice a day pumping system with the tides, and there's a monthly system pumping, and there's also a yearly system pumping. There's no weekly. That's a different story, weekly, 7 this, 7 that, but everything works twice a day, once a month, once a year. So basically this is attracted to the earth, right? There's a magnetic pull. And this takes you back to the Egyptian story of Nut, the sky goddess over here. Shu supporting her is in there. Ra is the sun. Ra is having a relationship, right? He got upset that the moon was spending time with the earth because there's the other relationship. So he told her she could not give birth on any day of the year. There's a spiritual birth to the human body, the full moon and the magnetic field of earth, because earth is representing Jeb. Jeb is the man and the earth, the physical world down here. Ra wouldn't let the moon give birth, spiritual birth to the man down here, but Thoth played a game with another god and won. He won 5 days for the moon, which were not of the 360 days of the year. They were the extra 5 days. That's it. Equinox, and the sun's not going up or down. Those 5 holy days were the only days that she was allowed to give spiritual birth to the human. That's the strongest magnetic field, and Earth's strongest magnetic field between 30 and 33. 3 in the morning and 3:30. That's Jesus at 30, gone with 33. 33, yeah. Okay, so there's a relationship. That's this Egyptian story. Ra was upset she's getting this relationship going on, leaving him and coming to close to the earth. This is the force, the tidal forces. We go back to my last video. Bigger tides down here, smaller tides up there. Then you have, they talk about the neap tides in the middle, which go up, middle, top. That's one, and then comes back down every month. Top, middle, so there's 2 neap tides. So that explains the Jeb story. You understand that? It's exactly what's going on here. But this moon is doing this over the month, winding down like this. Now for it to wind down across the horizontal lines here, it's taking up more time, isn't it? That's giving the 52-minute delay each day on the moon. The moon's time with the sun. It's always 52 minutes slower than the sun because it's having to do its trek up or down the slope. At the same time, because we've got the elliptic angles, here they are here, we've got the nodal points, tidal motions happening during the day, twice a day. That's going on there. And science, you know, they're pretty simple. Most guys watching my site will start being, oh, what an idiot. They don't stop and think. Everything works like a clock, right? This time is exactly the same as that time. So these fools, I shouldn't call them fools, I'm not allowed to use that word. I'd like to use morons, but I won't, you know what I mean. They think because it's doing this wider track, the time should be different. But it's not, because everything is projected from the centre of the clock. The moon out here is moving within the one vortex. So that time is the same as that time. So the sun's motion turning in here, turning the clock hand, is the same motion as this. Except this is, let's say the sun's predicted, we obviously know the sun does 15 degrees per hour out here. This is what we see. You know, we see everything out here, we don't see anything in here. You don't see this, but this is how it all works. You can relate it to science. I don't know how science came up with all this. I think they've known this knowledge I've got from thousands of years back. They've found it, taken it, and they're using it. But they're not explaining it to you. They're not telling you this is how it works. They want you to think you live on a spinning ball. Because of these numbers. Either they don't know them, or they know you don't know them. So there's no point in trying to explain this to you because you have no idea about these numbers. So that's it. That moon doing a bigger track out here is still with the same time. This track in here, same time out here. This is all general relativity. Understand? That's how it works. This is electrical. There's all the action down here, all the action down here. Comes back down. This is the choke point. You've got negative going up, positive coming down. Bang. One minute, I think I've got a visitor. You home? We'll just close the door. I'll just read you something. Plasma. We know the sun is plasma, right? Plasma consists of charged particles, positive nuclei, and negative electrons. Electrons, negative, positive nuclei, that can be shaped and confined by magnetic forces. Because everything is magnetic, like iron filings in the presence of a magnet. Particles in the plasma will follow magnetic fields. These magnetic fields determine the seasons. It's a vortex and it's moving. It's always turning. This is perihelion. The sun shining out south. It comes up to the equinox. Equal. Then it starts going up aphelion. Pointing up there is the northern sun. Northern summer. And when the sun's pointing down this way, it's the southern summer. The sun follows the magnetic fields. Nothing physical out here. This is why you're all deceived by what the sun does. It's all to do with light and frequencies. Frequencies basically like this. We see this. If you're looking, we're down here, we're looking that way. Frequencies, layers of frequencies. And it compacted all back down to one sun. The sun is full of all the frequencies, the seven frequencies, or seven colours of the spectrum. Compact that down. And everybody has their own horizons, because the world is made up of this, waves like this. And it's all these nodal points that all sort of equate to where the sun is in your horizon. There's a lot more to that, but I'm not getting into that right now. I just want you all to understand how the moon's working. That's what it's doing in reality. It's all in there, and it's all hidden in there. You do not live on a spinning ball. I'll just read you some more stuff I've got here. Now this one's a good one. This is science. Temperatures decrease with height in the troposphere. This is true for a couple of different reasons. First, even though the sun's energy comes down from the sky, it is mostly absorbed by the ground. The ground is constantly releasing this energy as heat and infrared light. So the troposphere is actually heated from the ground up. Causing it to be warmer near the surface and cooler higher up. Though they want you to think the sun is 93 million miles away, but they're telling you the sun is down here. The heat is coming this way. because it's in our closed system. The sun is here. It's right there in your face, folks. Here's Thoth. They're showing us stuff. See the two triangles? They've just been pushed together a bit more. But what's he's holding it in his right hand raising up. I put that on the previous video. The Eye of Ra. This is the Eye of Ra. The double line, the top line represents the breastplate, the protection, the back of the sun. This is the other thing. The sun is way down here, full moon. So science tells you the full moon is opposite the sun. It's not opposite, it's just down here. So really it's like this, it's here. There's the sun, there's the moon. But it's way down here. And this is that breastplate, that eyebrow and that Eye of Ra. That's full moon. That's new moon up there. Opposite. The light comes through the black hole. There's the new moon. You do not see it. All the frequencies come out of here, just like the banjo, the guitar. Everything gets expanded out of here. Amplification. And then it phases. It phases like this. But it's phasing because it's coming down. It's moving away. So it's the light of that on the side where there's no light, no skin. The skin is on the opposite side to where the sun is sitting, which makes it look like our projected image, the sun, we see, it does actually reflect off that. It doesn't form that skin. It does reflect some light off the skin, but the moon is forming its own skin, its own light. But some of this light does